Hey, everybody, and happy Friday. My name is Nick Kubik,
And I'm John Quaddy.
And we want to welcome you to the first ever PoddiMouths Fast Friday. John, what is PoddiMouths Fast Friday?
Fast Friday, Nick, is all about how we bring some historical elements to the world. And we're just going to tell people what happened on this day in history. And today actually is the perfect day for us to start. Tell them why, Nick.
Well, I think it's because, really, honestly, nothing happened, which we thought would be a perfect day to introduce PoddiMouths Fast Friday.
Yes.
I'm so excited. But could I be wrong, John? Are there some events that happened today?
Okay, big one. And you and I have talked about this at length. We couldn't wait for this day to arrive. In 1960, Adolf Coors, the beer brewer, was kidnapped in Golden, Colorado. Big day.
That's a big day. It almost is probably second in historical events to the day the Coors plant actually got kidnapped from Colorado and was taken to Milwaukee. Yes. I think that's definitely up there with all of that. So really the idea of Fast Friday, folks, is we're going to dive in. John and I are history buffs, if you couldn't tell from our regular podcast, which normally airs on Tuesdays. This one is going to air on Fridays, and it's actually going to be a lot of fun for us because we're going to be able to identify different historical facts that happened on some date in the past that correlates, am I using too many big words, that correlates with the day that lands on the Friday that we're actually recording. And we're going to record on Fridays and publish this on Fridays. So we're really excited about it. It's not going to be as long as our regular podcast. We're not probably going to be a lot funnier. I doubt it. I mean, how could you be funnier than the regular podcast? However, we are going to pick one, maybe two historical events and just kind of talk about them, tell you the history behind them, what's important about it, what we could learn from them in today's society. Probably not at all, but it's something fun for you to listen to and maybe have a cocktail, have your own little happy hour around. And we're just going to enjoy doing it. So one thing, again, we don't have anything for today necessarily. That's why we thought it would be a good day to announce PoddiMouths Fast Friday, but a couple of other notable historical events. I'm sure all of you are really excited to know that in the year 60 AD, St. Paul thought to have been shipwrecked at Malta. I mean, that just blows your mind, I'm sure, because all of you care so much about what happened in the year 60 AD.
Yeah.
I know, right? Or in 1098, the Crusaders defeat Prince Redwan of Aleppo in Antioch. The only reason I wanted to bring that one up is because we actually have an Antioch, Tennessee. When we first moved to Nashville, we lived in the part of town called Antioch. So, I had a very relatable name to me.
That's terrific. That actually, that was my aunt's name, Antioch. She was
Antioch.
Nice lady.
Okay, good.
Yeah, very nice lady.
Well, I called Jennifer the Princess of Antioch because her family, even though she did not she was not raised here and was not born here. She actually had a lot of family here, and there are some streets in Antioch named after her family members.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So I do
There's
have
another historical fact.
It is a good point. It just didn't happen on February 10th.
She said, it's.
Oh yeah, everything. All of the streets were named on February 10th.
February 20th.
Multiple different years, just on February 10th. That's exactly true. John, we also want to talk maybe some days about certain people that have birthdays. Anyone stand out today as a historical birthday for you?
One of my favorite actresses, Elizabeth Banks, her 49th birthday today. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. I'm sure she's listening.
I'm sure she is. Absolutely. It's where she gets all of her ideas for a lot of her movies.
Yeah, she really does.
All the Pitch Perfect movies. She listened to PoddiMouths and said, you know what? I'm going to make a movie about people that sing without instruments.
She was going to call it Pitch Imperfect when she listened to us.
Exactly. Yeah. But the execs at the studio said, I don't think that's going to work. I really think we want to make it about a cappella, not about two podcasters.
Aki fellas.
Aki, exactly. A couple others. There are a lot of poets were born today. Because I was reading through some of these names. John and I don't know any of them, but a lot of poets
were all at the same party. They were all at the same party.
They must have been. Yes, their parents were, you mean. Hey, there's John Hampshire, a cricketer of Yorkshire Century on debut for England in 1969. I don't even know what that means. Not English to me. Exactly. Howard Mudd. Howard Mudd, an American football player, was born today in 1942.
I thought he was on the 10th. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I knew you're a big fan, aren't you? You follow him.
Nothing happened this day, ladies and gentlemen.
Nothing.
Know that
Absolutely
we're going to have
nothing.
events from here on out that you can latch onto, and you know what? Share with your friends. Share with your family. You'll say, I learned it on PoddiMouths, and they won't believe it.
Okay.
Fast Friday.
Here are a couple of cool ones to leave you all on. We're not going to get, again, when we actually do this for real, this is just the announcement. When we actually do this for real, we're actually going to get into a little bit of the history behind what we're talking about. For example, a couple of the names that I'm going to bring up who have famous death days. They died on February 10th in their respective years. We'll actually talk about that person. For example, Queen Victoria died in 1840. And she died on February 10th. Millard Fillmore, a U.S. president, 1858, died on February 10th. Herbert Hoover died.
Not a good
on
day
February
for
10th.
presidents.
Not a or actors. Cary Grant died on February 10th. Jackie
Grant.
Robinson.
Okay.
I don't think we know Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. He was the Shah of Persia. Sorry, Shah. Oh, Bob Marley died today. Julius Irving and what? Okay, so here's something. Weird Al Yankovic is not dead.
No, not at all.
But they said he died today.
Wow. Okay. You obviously have a very high class source that you're using.
Yeah. So this might not. And they also. Oh,
is that
I'm
Giggle?
Sorry. That
Giggle.com?
No. Okay. Oh. I made a mistake, guys.
Oh boy.
Not the first time. Not the first time. I clicked on deaths, but it actually moved over to weddings. So Queen Victoria was wed on February 10th, 1840. Millard Fillmore was wed in 1858. Sorry, guys.
Queen
Herbert
Victoria?
Hoover was also
to Queen Victoria.
No.
Okay.
Cary Grant was wed in 1934 on February 10th. So that makes a lot more sense because you know what? Famous divorces came up right after that. Kelsey Grammer in 2011. Yeah, well, not yet. Soon. Very, very soon.
You need to, for Pete's sake.
Right? I know, right? So anyway, folks, we really do hope that you are as excited about this new chapter in PoddiMouths. It doesn't mean the normal podcast is going away. I know this past week we didn't have one, but that is mainly because we were preparing to give you absolutely nothing today.
Yes, all that
I think we fulfilled
today is a result of that heavy preparation.
Exactly.
We hope you appreciate it.
We truly hope you appreciate the hard work that didn't go into this. Folks, have a happy Friday. Have a great weekend. We look forward to PoddiMouths Fast Fridays from here on out. Season 1, episode 1 it's in the history books. February 10th, 2023. See ya.